Every single game Sweet Baby Inc. touches turns to trash. Over the years, they've only put out a handful of titles that even have half-decent scores, and even those games were surrounded by controversy. And now, it looks like gamers are boycotting their latest title, Henry Halfhead, due to their connection. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, we have known for years at this point that there is a massive problem with activists within the video game industry, and Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative consultation group that only exists to use video games as a vessel to push propaganda. They don't care about the health of this industry. They don't really care about video games at all whatsoever. They simply saw a way to make a quick buck, and that's what they've attempted to do. And while some larger companies and smaller companies have worked with them, their name is definitely not a positive one. Now, they are always surrounded by controversy, and every single game that they are affiliated with faces major backlash. And now it looks like an indie game is going to be boycotted because of this. So, following its release, Henry Halfhead was revealed to have been developed in partnership with the deeply partisan Sweet Baby Inc., causing an uproar in calls to boycott from gamers. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to boycott or even to purchase a game. You are an adult who can do what you want with your own money, but at the same time, you need to understand the types of people that you are supporting. These people don't care about the industry. They don't care about gamers. Honestly, they hate gamers, and they constantly attack and belittle those who criticize them. So, Smash JT had posted, heads up, Sweet Baby Inc. detected per Master of the TDS. This new Steam release, Henry Halfhead by Lululu Entertainment, has Sweet Baby Inc. fingerprints all over it. They even bragged about their involvement on Blue Sky. No shocker there. Gamers deserve to know who is behind these games, and I think that it's very interesting that Sweet Baby Inc. has admitted they want to exist in the shadows and operate from the shadows. Kim Belair even really said so herself, because they know that their affiliation with titles is never going to go over positively. And sure, maybe they had signed this deal and this agreement years ago before SBI was heavily criticized and scrutinized, but at the same time, we are talking about a company that exists because you suck at your job. And that's what it really boils down to. If you need a narrative consultant because you are so bad at your job, maybe you shouldn't be doing that job. You should be able to really work on a title yourself. It's not like we're talking about a heavy narrative focused game where you're trying to flesh out characters, and like Sweet Baby really would have anything to do on this game. It's like they just hired them so they could say, oh, we hired a consultation company. Like, when you are playing a game as a little blob who is moving around a world, what could they really even be doing on this game? So it says a few individuals went online to point out this connection, intending to send a warning to any gamers who might be considering the adventure game as their next purchase. So on September 17th, just one day after the debut of the indie adventure game, SBI took to Blue Sky in order to congratulate the team and promote their new title. And of course, the post also acted as a public admission to their involvement with the project. They really should, I've got to be honest, be silent at this point. I don't know if they hope that it's going to cause people to go and buy the game, but that's never the case. The modern audience that they want to have their products appeal to do not buy video games. They do not care about video games. These are not people who are going to show up to support you. We've seen this happen time and time and time again. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League lost over $250 million. God of War Ragnarok was a success critically, but at the same time, it did face a lot of backlash for some of the decisions they made, so it's still surrounding controversy. We are talking about tons of games here that are not commercial successes that Sweet Baby Inc. is attached to. Why you would think that it's going to magically happen now is mind-boggling. And one of their recent titles that had actually just released that has not made any money is Tales of the Shire. This is a game that had the Lord of the Rings name attached to it, so you would think it would be an easy success for them, and it wasn't. 2 months ago was the all-time peak, 6,723 players, and in-game right now is 583, so it's lost 95% of its player base in only 2 months, which is wild to think about, but it was Lord of the Rings, it's set in the Shire, it is a farming sim, it's a cozy game, and it's a title that you're supposed to go back to every day like Animal Crossing. You're supposed to do your dailies, complete a few quests. You're not supposed to play it like 10 hours at a time. It's supposed to be a little bit of day, and people are clearly not coming back to it because they didn't enjoy the initial experience really that much. And we don't know console numbers, but it looks like for all intents and purposes, it's a failure. I can't imagine on console it had 100,000 people that bought the game and played the game. That's just not how these numbers typically work. And they've been silent about their player counts, probably because they are abysmal, but we're just talking about failure after failure here. And I can't say that I feel all that bad for a game that is affiliated with this company. And the all-time peak for Henry here, Henry Halfhead, was 44 11 days ago. Whew, that is terrible. And right now in game is 12. Now, I understand that this is an indie game and they don't expect 100,000 people to show up and buy it. They don't expect it to be a Hollow Knight, right? Where it instantly blows up, even though it's indie. But at the same time, if you can afford to hire a Sweet Baby Ink, you expected it to probably do better than this. I don't think that this game was going to be massive anyway, and I definitely don't think that SBI's involvement really helped this title at all whatsoever. We know Sweet Baby Ink crushes creativity. We don't know what they worked on with this game specifically, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter what they did, just that they were involved. We know in a leaked clip, Cameron Wild, a member of SBI, admitted to having a strong disagreement with an unknown developer regarding aspects of a character's identity. In the video, Wild described a method of pressuring and guilt-tripping the developer until they eventually submitted to the consultant's narrative demands. This leak confirmed the suspicions of critics and reignited the heated controversy around the consultation studio. We also know Kim Belair had said, "You need to make these companies fear you and fear your influence," which definitely isn't a good look. So I will be looking into this situation a little bit more to actually see if Sweet Baby Ink admits what they did on this game. Again, I can't really see an obvious reason why they would need to be hired in the first place, given this gameplay and this setting and these characters, but maybe they've admitted it somewhere. I couldn't find it very easily, but I'll keep my eye on it, though the latest SBI game, Henry Halfhead, is a complete and utter failure, and I can't say I'm surprised. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.